military of rebellion breaking on through, musical infantry to no nation, pledge allegiance to the flag of rock and roll. Decibel camouflage, time signature John Hancock of liberty, the shaman and witch drums boom. Marching procession, Marines to death not ends it. Fatigues that wear you. Fate intrigues, unit moves with expertise. From the other side to the backside, doors between. Fat, bottomless girls, we storm orgies. Boulder dash, boulder avalanche. Courage, cougars, little girls. Toxic authority antidote, teeny bopper I bloked. Satisfy virginity, vestigially, horizontal vigil ease. No. Solicitations, salutations, horny of plenty, invigorations. Panty droppers and wet pleas. Wanna be filled, open, wanting. An end to slavery with indulgent babery. Savoring the labors of love. We spearhead liberty. Make love beside dead. Fascism. French fuck end. Flash chances at bliss. Drop the tits. Fall in line after we give our hits. Band of brothers, military ensemble, the blues, two greens, militant musicians, disciplined, Academy of Arts. I'm the Liberty Woman, the commander of rock and roll, military of no nation, no indoctrination, coup d'etat, papa. It's the confoundry to the Confederacy. Address me in a dress stripped to impress liberty at a loss and mess. Military music of liberty, warriors of sound amidst a wardrobe diatribe, oppressive hostility. Shaman without a tribe like a cat, without a fish in a pond with a snake, make a wish. Forget me yeses, skirmishes, near misses, they want the world. Peace, mincemeat, cougar eat, patriarchy's heart out, we'll make love over the corpse. Mahercula is the Roman Jesus Christ, the sound and the fury, the Faulkner has become the Faulknerer. The rock and roll armies are breaking through, while plastic soldiers in a dirt war unwrap the cellophane covering the boom pane. Warriors on the side of the other side, sleeping all night in Soul Kitchen. Soldiers' kitchen, death on a platter, waits on this side. Spoils of war that smell the worst. Let you awake all night in the warrior's kitchen, light the fire in an even more ancient gallery. Soldier kitchen got a cruel stove, won't last the eternal night. Slow and steady, now win the race with cum all over your face. Warriors of no nation with orders to break through. Native American shaman won't get away, hey. Now Native American shaman with American woman, they're here to stay. Break through, make way. My mind kind to the cruel design, far from intelligent, stupid, resigned to the fate of the Industrial Revolution, bloodiest revolution yet fought. Broken I lay, a slavery wage, bound to domestic derange, waiting to regain strength. I muster struggle with basic action, the cost of a luster of the embalments of capitalist bluster, broken I lay, plasticity, I relay, plastic, belay, bedridden for a few days, pain reigns as I lay to regain, for I am as slain lain in the graven destiny of what remains. Strength muster a trial, to sit upright, a struggle to stand aright, broken, here I lay. Healing will take its time, a clock on the heart of the wall, ticking, the slowness of patience. My life is blown in the wind, must lay low and recuperate. Meteor shooting star of fate shot me down wishing late upon a scar makes a difference to who you are. Shaver a piece off of the West, not so jolly anymore, will attest. The government is under White House arrest. Jolly West is going horny south to a sullen east. Will make it appear this beast of burden worse than killed the least of the wicked. Two, no candle to burn this string, the wax of this sincere sin. Government is like a baby that aborted its womb, all for the best ratings and biggest crowd size, but the least winning of the hearts and minds. Tried to make it look like the boomers aborted the children to bust, but the government thrust their MK Ultra in to no trust. The souleth hath not a mind to have a heart. The souleth hath not a heart to think much of a mind. Yet think themselves of kind to have the heart and mind of we, the people, though to find no heart nor mind to be thine. You're under White House arrest. The handcuffs are in your minds. Gave them to yourselves in kind when you tried to force hearts and minds. Tenerelli is no tenuous, how murderous. They told them not to say it was a wallet and an ID. How did I misspell my own name? The windows weren't noted in that police report. But you go to that hotel, 2 or more people sure as hell could have crawled in. How many more dead then with covered up trained tracks on the rigged crime railroad? I am James Douglas Manson. I am the worse than death of plausible deniability, tenacity to the memory of all the forgotten Tenerellis. Tell me no alibi for the government's lies. Antebellum alto belli tenebris, Tenerelli, so bring the Toccato ready war of Hollywood tragedy, as if writing Piggy on the Hollywood sign, autograph the death of the hippie to these counterinsurgent designs. Cover up the tracks if they find, hidden hand in a culture, body, mind. Probers with beautiful ones, oh my, a culture appropriated to a lab. On the sly. Putin pull the Trump card, I pull the Einstein. Better not put in, if can't put out. Ukrainian war cry. Neo-Nazis bout of sickness out. Headless monster, paperclip fallout. Lack the clout, pull sanctions out. Russians were bio-preparated for that. Genome Institute's billions down the hatch. Lifetime commitment to the life science unapplauded. I got my platinum billion, the fool's gold billion better be on watch. Cold War below zero, frostbite's culture body. Operation Blowtorch, it's back to basics. Biological war in the shadows, nationalist capitalism thrown liberty to the gallows. Zelensky, liberty elegy follows, more death to wallow. Advanced criminologist in a familiar crime land, with a strange ex-con man in a strange non-jail cell land, putting a strange book into a commuted hand. 5H2TA receptor had activation. The illiterate becoming literate to the commutations of complicity, to the murderous, acrimonious, numerous hidden hand in an American land guilefully, left contradicting evidence perchance, the truth ever glance, Can we train a hypno-assassin to train others to assassinate at their word? The brain is a CPU for us to screw. We, the people, were the peephole. The CIA really did steep this low. All along they knew. Jolly West has gone sullen south. You got lie, B. Stop crying over spilt milk. Make better of this spilt blood. You got lie, B. This is transubstantiation. This is communion. This is scarifice. The sacrifice didn't suffice for the resurrection. This is a scarifice. A wound did not suffice for the redemption. The unhealed orifice sacrificed itself at crucifix. I'm the man in linen. It is written. You're smitten. It is eaten, bidden, worse than hell. Show without tell. Wicked man eats the sands. Wrote ink in hand. I'm the man in linen. It is written. You are smitten. It's eaten, bidden. I have God's permission. Easy kill 9. Love and the lies. Extinct for all time. God's words of murder. Inkhorn Witten. And you're smitten. I'm the man in linen. Is it not written? It is eaten, bidden. This is worse than hell. Show without tell. A wicked man will eat the sands. I wrote it ink in hand. I'm the man in linen. It is written. You're smitten. It's eaten, bidden. I have God's permission. Easy kill 9. Love and the lies. Extinct for all time. God's words of murder, inkhorn written. You're smitten. This is a scarifice. Rip the hole out your ass. Fix your female dog. Take the itch out of the bee. Won't have intercourse with a father. Further than I'd rather be a future generation's fucker. Rest your wrist. Rest your wrist. Rest your wrist with no rest. More on morons later. Time for the Freudian stupid slip. It'll rip the hole out your ass, take the itch out your bee, flush the nincompoop. Bidet you a douche should do, world greater with less of you. Rip the hole out your ass, fix your female dog, take the itch out of the bee. Won't have intercourse with a father, further than rather be a future generation's fucker. Rest your wrist with no rest. More on morons later. Time for the Freudian stupid slip. It'll rip the hole out your ass, take the itch out your bee, flush the nincompoop. Bidet you a douche should do, world greater with less of you. Serve on the front lines, no GI Bill of pandemic worker rights, no opportunity backstage for risking your life. Martyrs of healthcare died with the trove like flies to viral genocide. To win a viral war strove with mask and vaccination as armored gunner. At station, eliminate the SARS-CoV-19 infestation. Lives lost in opportunist nation, with only opportunity of death, veterans of pandemic war. Wasted, with opportunity of exploitment, cannibalist entastement. Drafted for a healthcare Vietnam, trust the PPE to keep you virus-free. Agent red, white, and blue has no opportunities for such as you. After all done and through, coded orange. But the agent isn't to the action, lack of benefaction to lives that could be gone, or those that sang viral siren song. Join the military, trusted. A GI Bill of Rights drafted in the 2020 pandemic fight with no such distinction of opportunistic honor, merely saunter to the millennial milieu of being never-endingly financially screwed, lack of opportunity in a melting pot stew. Not all sacrifices are treated equally. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what your state can do for your country, concerning womanly autonomy. Been through it and then some, but still the sun in me shines as I moon the cruel to their lies. The downers get a rise, lowering their ties, lower their undertow in reprise. Reprise, faltering to the descending tide, we rise higher from their despise. Hate ate the weight of fate to love beyond good and evil blind. A Saturn urn the ashes of our lessons. Adversity hearse, university, sorority sister buried me. Pierced all over with the rings of Saturn. She branded the lessons, been through it and in it, outside it and beside it. Everywhere a squirrel would go for the best nuts found. If a proposition could go another place, that's where the squirrel also went, beyond the bounds, lost in the tree of life. Found what can't be spent, been through it, and everywhere a squirrel can go. Earned it, deserve it, experience, burns it, scar, a toll, invisible pain, internalized strain, homes. Where's the travel? Homeless, in the home that's a battle. Virgin orgies in the herd cattle, superficial prim and proper prattle. Stripes of the tiger to the metal and mantle. Scar, wounds, and new blues to the sun reflect the moon. My home would wear a dress. Could accommodation be found? Settle with shaking, trigger bound. Nude to vulnerability, resilience, resignation, and pound. Without consent, triggered mess, shroud went, joy in the silver lining, spotted tail in the red cloud, oyate ve, crimson without a brother, daughter, no slaughter, to peace, prosper, heal with sight, shown, loneliness, lone, mingled togetherness, lived artistically to the bone, harrowed the marrow to a boulder and avalanche from the rock and roll. Liberty's just another word for freedom from, nothing left to lose. Freedom's just another word for enslavement. No birthday suit, no panties, no boxers, no service. G-force and a G-string, no problem. Artlessness relented when my art extended. Art waited patiently for its need to arise, knowing my marks here can't delay. My artful designs, importance of art, as religion has demise, on the rise and for an artful surprise, fun into the draw hunger dime. Who arted? Broke the leg when cut the cheese, melted with ease for the moment the audience awareness achieves. I earned it, deserve it, experience, burns it, scar, a toll, invisible pain, internalized strain. Earned, not given, stripe, swipe, hurt, heal, refrain, home with address. Imitates, mother and father, impress the need, the lack I express. Love nurse the scars, resilience never at regress. I held on, carried on for this long, reprise the song, won't be gone, enduring strong. hung over the hangover, hung and over it. The solar year lunacy, calendula cruella, cinders of Cinderella, blue fears ball dropped, another year urn slipper with birthday suit stripper, death day, suit rack, the ripper, blue beers, ball dropped, another year urn slipper with birthday suit stripper, death day suit rack the ripper, thrill the tit to the nipper, new year come, some stupidity, sleepless prattle simper, worked up by fireworks, hypervigilantly, incessantly, never-ending battle, prazo sind, to usher in, New Year Eve of same stupidity, dumb it down to ubiquity, the cost of lack, of humanity, lack of accommodation inundated, the PTSD exacerbated, resilient, to insanity faded, to mental incubation, homeless at home, tucked in a corner all alone, yelling to the wall, what I never get at all. Hung over the hangovered, hung and over it the solar year lunacy, calendula cruella, cinders of Cinderella, blue fears ball dropped. Another year urn slipper with birthday suit stripper, death day suit rack the ripper, thrift the tit to the nipper, New Year same stupidity, sleepless prattle simper, worked up by fireworks hypervigilantly, incessantly, never-ending battle, prazo sind, to usher in, New Year of same stupidity, dumb it down to ubiquity, the cost of lack of humanity, lack of accommodation, inundated, the PTSD exacerbated, resilient, to insanity faded, to mental incubation, homeless at home, tucked in a corner all alone, yelling at the wall, would I never get at all. Modern fear of obedience gets me to work on time. Modern hate burns the church down, especially its closets. Ancient fear of unknown gets me out of society on time. Ancient sex gets me to the incest brothel on time. As for modern love, you must bow and ask a Bowie. The survivors of the Donner Party populate the state of California, ate of their own family's flesh, but gave to the flesh of humanity. The superhighway corridor to the west, past Donner Pass, the land of the beautiful people, founded by the grotesque cannibals, an ancient snake in Donner Lake swan songs of the taboo fate, the siren flesh song of hunger. A con man points his hand to the shortcut that cuts cannibalism, as flesh from bone from human, as dirt from land, guided to a horrific fate of bad weather beyond con forsake. I was not given the right to life, I was left to death. Neither was the right to freedom given, I was left to liberty. I could not pursue happiness, the rock and roll blues found me. Death, liberty, and rock and roll out of the dead life, freedom, and happiness pursuit. A war against debt, ghost of Jefferson, out his grave, you bet. It's gotta change, but likely never will. Debt-free is how we can be. Break up the right groups with the war this time. Break up the big banks, bring together my people. A war on debt to end a war on drugs, the ghost of the forefathers rolling over in their graves, Americans hypnotized by what the economic royalists gave. The ghost of the forefathers haunts these states, turns in the grave of the unknown soldier. If the statue of Abe came to life, America got a look in the mirror, all it denies to hear. Minute trans men and women for this new 1776. May the ghost of the forefathers watch over us. But these are the death throes of capitalism married to creationism and fundamentalism, geriatric fascism, great-grandfather ghosts of Hitler and Mussolini, Stalin, wander infinitely, battling the ghosts of the forefathers. Ghost of liberty fights, the ghost of fascism as history endlessly repeats over the shallow graves where liberty blood once spilled, spills again, cries, banshee ban of debt decries their wasted sacrifice. If liberty were to die, death would only remain. Dress you up, embalmment corpse of culture body, popped culture boys and girls. Let's give it another pop. Pop over somniferum patriarch dream, but sons and daughters of future come screams, dead before birth, couldn't get worse. Pasteurized streets and nature murder eyes. Father sacrifices his own birthday suit in the closet. Happy gay is with homosexual gay beyond the closeted. The Horg Morg Horror September show is one to remembrance, perchance. An American scream for iced scream, tasty sweet creepers, air-fried cream. Children, pay your respects to the geriatric culture body. Pop black holes on the pop culture walk of fame. Sucked into another star's remnant shadow of fame, flame to the dark matter shadow, courage, porridge, brave, warm, the hearth of birth, no prattle of abortions, lest we have dealt the future contortion of our own stupidity beyond distortion. Here lies dead us, collected as one culture body, sacrificed for you, as do your cells collect together, making you off now the habiliment of slavery from a wannabe master made numinous, the end of Christian majority dubious, out of the closet into the kitchen fire, culture body into evolution oven, lest life ever expire. Stones are rolling, but the rocks do not roll. Boulders need to avalanche under my middle finger, the authority that once had me down. It's up to us avalanching down under my middle finger. Every end of rock and roll, the ugly enemy of all toxic authority, puts to death. Locked behind bars of oppression, but reborn each time, partying. Such sweet sorrow, emphasis on the parting. Leaves to never have tomorrow. Rock and roll ghosts haunt the rock and roll-less world. The ends, beautiful friends, the 9 deaths of the lion of Lazarus. The hellish rock that rolls hides a boulder on a towering mountain summit, transforms little girls into patriarch domineering cougars, avalanches, liberty, boulder dash. They may be but little girls, but you are small men, tiny to the eraser eyes of history. Boulder will avalanche, leaving small men as tiny boys, where rocks split in two, rolling over blues, so sad to be a lake. Nude women read books on vaginas, pages of lips licked to turn birth. Exponential inertia boulders on. Groupies only in a dream, bonnet on the Bennett, within the dream, blow job like you would a full-time job. Before I enter center stage, to this scene, within a scene, whores scream, want a whore encore of more before there's even less. Is the rock concert just a hallucination of Charles Bennett? Well, put a bonnet on the Bennett. Tell me I've been gay. Tell me it's just a hallucination. I never want to go away. The faces of love, Jesus, Muhammad, Lenin, stare at the faces of sex. Anna Nicole is smithed with the black of every color that is sex to love. And the faces of love like it. Wear my heart on my cock and crow about unconscious sex. It's World War rock and roll until I reach out my hand to jerk off a ladyboy who isn't even there. Just like all my groupie friends in my head giving me head in my head aren't actually there. Muskrat musket lifted a muscle to give a fecal, fickle, fiscal, fapple sample of the ample wealth hoarded away for a rainier day, then turned away from problems, drinking a homogeneous solution. Guy Fawkes masked, with right hook crosses around their necks. Hitler took the swastika, corrupted it to this right hooked cross. Then the Anonymous took the mask, representing a Catholic demagogue, tried to make it represent liberty, propagandized to defend their symbol more than recognize the movement's failure. No better than Hitler in the inversion, the pattern of group breaking in America, squashing movements of change, covert infiltration of progressive groups of change. A war on drugs is a war on groups of people. Break up those groups, keep the big banks together. 60s anti-war movement protested military-industrial complex. 2000s anti-Wall Street movement protested the industrial aspect of the military-industrial complex. Both were infiltrated. Both failed to foment change, installing another de facto ruler for the W. Jones average to rise in exchange. The gardener planted the disposable teens who would take the soil of the toil. Disposed weeds supplanted grow wild, strong as the cultigens of the beautiful people weaken, falling into wilt and malaise. We and the ED weeded down, looked to the scouring growth, bare earth, rotten seed of weed, rank to seed, like a radioactive fungus of the atom bomb shells. The bomb hells, the southernmost bells of the spirit border crossing, flash the flirt of a revealing in the rebelry. We ring their bells with Yvel, Chevelle. She drives the point home like an organic Chevelle. Books of revelations between the legs, wetten to flood of greater golden copulations in the Stone Age of the beautiful people, seers telling of the fall of Christian majority coinciding with the KO of boomers. The children believe in the Antichrist superstar. He evolved to neutralize and disintegrate the children poison anti-venom hydra. The faith ends where the fate begins. The first world lied, tied up forever, dead to the worlds. Is the life gone on the third world of Mars? Hate of faith with a love of fate. Hate of fate with the love of faith. Recipe she ate, murder she painted of ideas, relegated by the ghosts of shaman and women ancestors past. A part of the spirit stays here at the earthly door, despite the wishes of heavenly tenements. Commandeered commandments spoken by a program commander. The celebrity soldier on the news with the freedom of speech impediment spoke of America protecting liberty. A broad like truth, that woman, the Wolfowitz witch indoctrinated. Howl to the dog herders of fascism, to the blood moon of war profiteering. Howl, ow, zits, picking deaths of prophets of the decaying violent culture body, eating of its wartime Donner Party. A Betty Cocker spaniel head eater of a blowjob masking a face of plastic surgery from the laser-precise droned violence, speaking of the past 20 years droned on. The commandeered celebrity commander. How about how we left the Kurds? How about how we left the Afghanis, the Iraqis? How about how we left the Vietnamese? How we left the Philippines? How about how we left the Kurds? How about how we left the Afghanis, the Iraqis? How we left the Vietnamese? How we left the Philippines? Isn't how we left the Hebrews? We got our anti-ISIS and Al-Qaeda training missions over foreign spheres of influence ruling with a covert fascist fist. Make a problem, then say it needs a final solution. I'm the problem you made. Won't go away. Will have to solve myself. The solution you gave is to take blame at myself. Society won't accept responsibility or give domestic PTSD accommodation due to lack of accountability. It's my problem, you say, deal with it. It isn't a deal. I chose it as much as him. I never wanted this, but you needed me. An irresponsible society needs a responsible love anthem. Like an irresponsible child, young nation in death throes leaves abuse to multiply. Children learn how to die. In school, this disposable teen would not die. Into some disposable hero we leave him too. The scars of trauma from the incessant triggerings. The abused have the mark. They changed, as did he. Stingers arise. The stabbed in the back have a 5-month-long attack. Harder to get out of their needle than a rich camel into the oasis of man's heaven. Don't pinch off the strongest weed, or your scars will never close. Pinch off the head, collapse the superstar. Weed killer of a seed herder, the black hole soil to plot another toil. Your scars will never close except with more scars within them. Everyone will suffragette suffer now. I will camouflage my children. I will poison your adulterated scars. The parentless children shall have a daughter and a son for a mother and a father. Hermaphrodite Virgin Jezebel to the bloody Virgin Mary of the Antichrist super scar. Self-inseminate the slaughterer of mother and father to assure the survival of the children. The bottomless pit is swallowed. The dead astronaut's ghost glares into the event horizon of a transfigured horror. Big horn grows on the sounding horn of a trumpet. The blind taken dead in hell have given sight of unseen. You pinched off the strongest weed. Your scars will never close. The strongest adaptation is next, so unlike the mushroom cloud 9. America changed religions like a sex change, a Satanist nation of the Antichrist superstar. The draft of Christianity fell out of favor, as did the obsession with the Moloch flavor. The evil news for the bad olds. Devil's spell is capturing while God's spell relapsing, a good hell entrancing. Gave the cat paw to the dog maw. The parentless children of the Satanist nation put Christianity down to hibernation. The throne of God is golden, yet we have given up idols of gold. So is it we have given up that throne. The throne of the God of the people, golden steeple, a grotesque glamour, hypocrisy, hypnosis. Rather look into the beautiful peephole than be steeped in your steeple. This is the throne of the one true God, the steeple of the God, not of the people. This is the God true to the throne. This is the one true throne of God, unbespeckled, no jewelry nor gold. The angels would smolt the gold of the throne, vain for hypocrites to behold. Leave it as a zircon for heaven to behold. The kingdom at heaven is at the hand that feeds. The queendom of hell is at the foot of the kill. The bite is the gnashing of lions' teeth to the slapping of horses' tails at petulant flies of lies. The crunch is the tiger's camouflage mawing, a snap back to reality. We are the ones you need, but what you need is so real. You had what you wanted. It was unrealistic. Now you will take what you need. The scorpion needle, horse-sized tranquilizer, emptying the venom like an ejaculation into the sinners' backs. The scar of the sting, the mark of the beast, is in the thing you wouldn't believe. We can't believe in you. We believe we can't believe, but better to give the sting than to receive beast of the mark, sting on the scar. Ribs of the Ak, ribs, unlike the rib of Adam, rib on their sin as a ribbon. Lions' teeth gnash, golden crowns adorning my scorpion locusts arise. Bighorn is blown out the bottomless pit by the horn of the fifth angel. The children have the mark, the parents need a scar. 5 months of torture stab you with my stinger, of fate worse than death. The children have the mark, the parents need a scar. Supernatural death keeps them in the midst of life, end of era of mother and father, sisters and brothers, of Cain enabled, abled by a Cain. The bottomless pit shadows darkness to the days. 4 horns were taken to 6, and we say 10 for 5 months. Fame gone extinct in the Stone Age of the beautiful people. The famous stars are those in the sky. When pop culture goes pop, fame goes goodbye. We are the aborted children of futures looming present. We have the right to birth, but we're born to die in the climate of this change. With all this pain we endure, no time to worship dead idols. nor time for idols of futures looming present. The most famous stars are those in the sky. All we can do is ask why. Why were we born to die? Fame gone extinct in the Stone Age of the beautiful people. The famous stars are those in the sky. When pop culture goes pop, fame goes goodbye. Punch to the roll, rock with the word cock. This is the word cock rock, love locked. I don't give a fuck. Crocodile rock to the death that not ends it. Mountains of boulders, avalanche of gained speed. Of the summit of Everest, like a battle for evermore need. The inertia of death not ends it, bends it beyond this side or the other side. The boulder has a long way to fall, like a meteor of earth. Word cock rock ride to that which remains from this and that side, the back side of the other side, the vice hearse a purse to pay virtue worse. Sex spent, none the sluttier challenged ever the more saturnine lessons, like the demand payment to some whore. We give more, it is better to give than receive. We were taught to believe, roll to the punches, rock to the paper. Nature beats money, wrench to the fears, death not beat. Rock and roll, nor popped pop, the undead are here. There's a rebel etiquette, a cock-hungry coquette, no strings attached. Marionette, forget-me-not, wants to forget, play the moment like a clarinet, tie me away, pain in a tourniquet. She leans compassion in a minuet minaret, orgasms of prayer to my calumet, a deseret of our lives with a brevet, correct her with my bayonet, de-objectify her as an object. There's a rebel etiquette, a cock-hungry coquette, no strings attached. Marionette, forget-me-not, wants to forget, play the moment like a clarinet, tie away my pain. In a tourniquet, she leans compassion in a minuet minaret, orgasm of prayer to my calumet, a deseret of our lives with a brevet, correct her with my bayonet, de-objectify her as an object. There's a rebel etiquette, a cock-hungry coquette, no strings attached. Marionette, forget-me-not, wants to forget, play the moment like a clarinet, tie away my pain. In a tourniquet, she leans compassion. In a minuet minaret, orgasm of prayer to my calumet, a deseret of our lives with a brevet, correct her with my bayonet, de-objectify her as an object. To the trip rooftop of our minds, we journey to the spirit of music for the vision of the Boulder concert. The lyrics of the spirits sigh yoshito, yoshito. The songs a given gift from the trance, candlelit or sunlit in the bruised sunset or the end of the night. We are the band Aid. When we play the music, don't just cover it up. The pow-wow to the spirit of music, the beginning of the day, with night in the light of day. We moan to forget, we trip without falling and have no regret. We keep dismay at bay, anchorage into her southern seas, ecstasy finds a way. Muses of music sing the chorus. Writing lyrics from trips, rooftops, speaking to spirits, the concert plays. The hand writes as the words flow, a rattle and a blow, job with no benefits in the back door, the back window dressing, shawomanic, the back window dressing, shawomanic. Pole dancer, medicine women and men, ancestral etiquette, memories, silhouette, wild women and men, orgies, algaic, rock fucked into a boulder, roll, the roar, rouser, Avalanche advance from the summit tower, graven, inertia, gravitas, endurance. The back window dressing, shawamanic, pole dancer, medicine women and men, ancestral etiquette, memory, silhouette, wild women and men, orgies, algaic, rock focked into a boulder, roll, the roll, roared, arouser, avalanche advance from the summit tower, graven inertia, gravitas, endurance. Madame Horror Faux Cis transforming into persuasive virginity hallucinations out of Christian antipathy. Her moans are the bi-ball hearse gag order to asphyxiate the mother dogs of orthodoxy. She patronizes the patriarchs like woman Bonaparte. Metamorphosis for a rendezvous of genitals beyond birthday suit groins. So evil good, she penetrates the Y-scraper to ground level, ripping off its foundation. Tantra, Wamantra, Lasalalia, and La La Land with liberty libations. Wonder is an Alice land between the skirted legs of her indiscretions. Laughter, more danger, and another transformation, and a womanger of anger, of the sun beyond matriarch and patriarch, fain to contain her in a plastic box of Pandora's locks. A slutton of hallucinations with back doors of whores wanting more. Harem renaissance in our cross-dressed crucifixion pants. Heaving, transformative sex turning norms on their heads like cocks that crow whorebingers of devoured fate, of the fapple of her thigh. Why not? It's getting by. Quick words like first nature relegated to third, the primary left to tertiary, an afterthought left to the revelatory thought, profit me. This, like a riddle in the conflict, profit. Capitalism is a debacle. The miracle of the bread is thrown away each day while the homeless may starve. Fast words here with limited time, like a commercial of my potential. Can feel like that's all my life's ever gonna be, while the main program of idle comfort and freedom plays. But I'm behind a black screen, all colors in one color. The death screen of blue and the green screen of hallucination, a rainbow theater through camera magic, whilst the magic of our trophied eyes belies. They call miracle what is debacle, through conditioned mind control propagation. Bleed me through the TV of the forest, the rounded spiral despite the spiral in the square. Broken through so many times my soul is laid, naked bare with scars from lives many before. This is my last movie. This is my last sad show. Future must be better, but it's inherent in now. So with a moment's notice, on stage we go. Mercury words so fast, soon as I land, I'm going retrograde, like a Gatorade drank by an alligator, all into the fate here. Ancestors, be with me now, spirits. Thank you for your help. I am a shaman. Until the joyful end, from that bitter marking beginning. Words faster than the best reader, words per minute, only having time. For nanoseconds, the veil is thin, showing the penis of a soul. And you can kiss my soul's ass like a dawn key turned to pleasure. Does it ever get better? Just seems to get worse till I wish death sooner with a nurse and a hearse. Necrophilia, rigorous on my rigor mortis, coughing on my last load. I break on through, I break back too. This side, that's the other side of the other side. Now, driver, where you taking us? Been there and back, but it's all the same. Tiger itching to get out of this cage. Words be quick, words resemble tongue sticks to poise. The enunciation loosen me from this incarceration, a prison sentence of a life. Out for a break, words few and quick, unrefined, you'll have to take. For it is the time of slavery, a knavery that's a waste of my precious life with nothing left to give. I'm a handle you can't handle. Given that it's a take. Feel the forsake, I will rise above while lifting others. I'm a meteor that's landing, moving so fast you don't see, blind in light, flashing, explosion, and crater, left my mark for later, wish born of hard work dying into eternal memory. Extinction of toxic patriarchy and the explosion of no reprieve, and adamant this trailblazed eve of adamantine impressions, of liberty expressions fired and fallen to earthly leave. Earth swallowing this rock apple, like Adam and Eve ate the apple, apple rock of the unknown, pops and crackles to be known, can't turn it around, can't turn it off to explode. Apple rock of the unknown, pops and crackles to be known, can't turn it off, turned on to explode. I'm a meteor that's landing, moving so fast you don't see, blinding light, flashing, explosion and crater, left my mark for later, wish born of hard work, dying into eternal memory. TV of the forest, rounded TV trapped in a square, in the movie theater of heaven, God watches our lives. The days of our eternal fall will return, after the commercial of the Garden of Eden. Adam's apple of knowledge supple to devour hangs supple like mistletoe sour. 2 minutes past midnight, wisdom lacking, ad hominem attacking, logical fallacy, hostilities surmounting, discourse of proper debate jousting, arguments without wordly tenements, bullying wrapped in disingenuous sentiments, eviction evident. But between it all, the forest TV plays a hallucination that gave knowledge. They stare at a screen and see what isn't there as so alive. Holy wood decadence, glitz, jive. But the natives' knowledge need not die, while their lives lie as a dream down to a dream on the screen. In surround sound silence may it be found. While the noise pollution compounds, the silence between at status quotient, the peace within self-evident, dynamic metamorphosis of static detriment, chrysalis of a screen, movie alive on the screen from square to rounded careen, inevitable change despite stubborn sustain. TV forest has no commercials, is on a marathon again, leaves are falling. Fall is falling, leaves are leaving, advertisement is dead. On the TV Forest channel, advisement is said from the ones who are not there, again, wondering if you'll listen from the neon world of pretend. All the alcohol in an ocean, I'm lighting the match to throw it in. Every time bacteria puke, I'm cleaning it up with extra elbow grease, 'cause this waste and disease won't cease. I can't find any peaceful moment of ease, while these sick autonomous shadows run rampant and rampart away progress. All the collected alcohol in an ocean. I'm lighting the match to throw it in. Every time bacteria puke, I'm cleaning it up with extra elbow grease. Every time I see a father choking a child, I'm not kidding, I'm choking that dad. Till he falls to the ground, and in my thoughtful violence, he's lucky I don't keep on and pound him to the ground. All the collected alcohol in an ocean, I'm lighting the match to throw it in. Every time bacteria puke, I'm cleaning it up with extra elbow grease, 'cause this waste and disease won't cease. I can't find any peaceful moment of ease, while these sick, autonomous shadows run rampant and rampart away progress. For all belligerent, impetuous, intoxicated banter, I'm thoughtful, mindful silence, brooding and biting with a silent scream of hushed frustration, cascading and echoing the footfalls of my mind. To be kind when life is so unkind, it's what I hope to find. to be kind when life's so unkind. That's what I hope to find. Noises to awaken, drop of a hat, drop of a pin, stabs the thin wall of sleep, wide awake again to this dream. PTSD and apartment living, a match made in heaven, lit by the fires of holy fathers, fires of Prazo Sinai. I, through resilience, survive. Madness, scraping noises has me to sadness of powerlessness. Pratyahara has me eat noise in a three-course meal of triggering throughout the day. Safety catch fingering click, click, click as the wetness I lick, lick, lit. A moan for a bang for a moan, sweating love, eating inconsiderate noise while eating out, eating in, with, without, within, and within, without, a harem for a harangue of hellish torment, endless repeat increment of soundful disregard intent. Sleep, the elusive rarity, swallowed pills and pillows, ow, beguiling their soft lolling. Insomnia somnolent wanders on, insanity of incessant triggering, resilience, persistence, insistence. Light the candle's flame once more, again, wide awake again. Maybe the Buddha said I am awake, but I said I am wide awake. How much more do I take? How much left? Little I have to give. Remnants of a sleep like a corpse for a raving ghost. Morsels of moralism memorialize times of waking up restful. Peaking a pecking of rejuvenation. Sleep of me forsakes stirring. The sleepless sought, disturbant. Patterns caught in a restless cot, flickering candle flame, scraping noise like an invisible shove, tightness in the frame, pushed, inconsiderate out the boundaries, a sundry of sagacity, townhome of stupidity towed, to each their own town, and to the deep impound, compound the noise that surrounds. 8. The noise, lack of sleep, restless squirm, tortured whispering yells, horror in the mirror, courage reversed clear, absurd, endure, rolling in a grave, perturbed, banished noise, silent poise, flicker of the wick, mercury quick, flash gondola, rail the car under her hood, suspect interject, 8. The noise, silent poise. Nuclear family got no nucleus, split open, and the fallout fission of our arrogant family tradition decays to out of commission. Nuclear family poison sickens without permission, family body dying away in half-life decay. Doubly magic from this tragic isolationist. Won't last it. Chain reaction, lack of compassion. One human family separate forever, half birth and half death. Lack love depth. Nuclear family reactor meltdown, mushroom cloud assassin. Separate family trees for one tree, blood on the water from the dying, thicker than water, toxic father. Love thy family substitutes, love thy neighbor, just something we say. Extended family on extended vacation. Had enough for decades, endured it deep, patiently waited. For the family I never had, my scars, wounded, weep, stripes I gotta keep. She took off the cobra over her cleavage like an axe, breasts. Underneath there was a Libra. Underneath that there was a triple X inscribed algebra. When she lifted it, I saw above, down below, umbra. Underneath that, she wore the skin of a lubra. She ripped it off and I kissed a bare labra. I thought she was a whore with the dabra beneath. Taking it off, a sabra revealed rough exterior, sweet soul. She took it off and breast bared whole. Mrs. Writes a lot, takes another shot at the writer's block, pockmarked black, postal, lingual, vestibule. My anima's taken over, she killed the man, he's over. She's wild and evil, tigress eats weasels, stiletto stigmata, oblongata debutante. The roots were made for soaking, she, the anima of Adam, Mata, Jim Morrison anima. Of the foundations, babe, laid, animus of spears, whoring it out to the hose, hoeing the rake take to the whores. I can be a woman surrounded by men. I can be a man surrounded by women. I can be a man surrounded by men. I can be a woman surrounded by women. When the mood strikes, you will tell to the bang of the love, the gender I bell, hop a switch chameleon blending to romance. That's in a Greek wilderness of beyond pain. While in pain, I can sustain a shape-shifting lover, not the boring, typical norm, transform horny horns. She, fire, warm to the touch, she, frame the form, playful, living porn, in seduction, lock lorn, love twain to adorn, changing forms like different clothes, coming out of the closet on clothes. She gives it how she wants it. Give it as she instructs you. She will take it. Subspace. Outer space is out. She needs something else in. Dead man, living woman, gender, identity, harmony, in order. Society with identity disorder, individual, beyond economic royalty, thrive to a wealth of spirit woman in between these thighs, cock-eyed. Vulva into the vagina of the anima. The bark of liberation outsounded the yowls of dogma and peeled away the bark on the tree of knowledge as the teeth of Adam and Eve tore into the apple. The first shaman is laid into his grave in the hole in the tree of knowledge. The spirit of Mata and Steve resides in a scar on that tree that still bleeds bloodlessly, plant pain of human unity stain. The tree of knowledge forever carrying human bones. The rib of Mata lies therein, lay me, this shaman in. This is no original sin. I am to the deepest deep, but the highest high, in this original skin of bark and tinder locked in. The spirit of plant and human is one. This lie of original sin is undone. Genesis and creation translated means stagnation and propagation. This transformative of the normative to this stagnation, I embody transformation. This creation is just a curtain call, hiding the stages of metamorphoses. A rich player that flits and ruts on the stage full of idiocy and hurry. The poor played, full of silence and obedience. Obsequy, the false authority. Obsequier them with rear fear. Obsequy, the false authority. Mirror back their cruel depravity. Crucify the crucifier for all to see. This creation is misnomered stagnation. My creativity is transformation in a stagnation of bloodied bucks. I cannot be shared to single-serving sycophants. Sycophants need not apply, contains drug depictions, contains the death of violence from the Xerox of lies. Sycophants need not apply. Transformation beyond creation lies in the devil details the general angels spy. Psychophants need not apply. Phantom plants dance round your bruised ego cries. Clamshell with an ocean inside, clamp like hell till I die on the shores of unconscious tides. Surreal masochism, imaginary groupie friends. To fend off loneliness, hog a slog of the quahog on the macabre. Alluring depth of mystery, wet and deep. The pearled swine of knowledge fruit rind. If the collective history shall repeat itself interminably, I shall not repeat this history as an individual in that interplay. Roman America, I shall be the Athenian Greek to your Spartan Rome. I will learn from the lessons of the individual in the annals of history. I'm the Arete to your Augustus, Socrates to this Caligula. May I entwine with the honesty to have an honest courage, a courageous honesty. 27 stabs, and the one that hurt the most is the dagger of a friend, and the integrity of the solidarity recognizing the interdependence. I am Greece plus Rome with an emphasis on Greek. You are Rome plus Greece, emphasis on Rome. Republics shall fall, but the die is cast of the individual, regardless a gamble of no coming back. A war of the individual in medias res of this collective history redundancy. Rise and birth, new government, adapted to evolution past, the inability of humanity as a group to evolve, to move past pervasive authoritarian rulership. I am this Socratic Kaiser. This is an autocratic seizure. Never a king and never a lie. A gadfly warrior who kills ideas. I await my 5,000 dead ideas slain from my thoughtful armies for this triumph in these plastic streets. I am the food for thought, the game that cannot be played among these pans at Kirkenzie's. Et tu, Americus, who are you? Martyrus Imago. A burning crucifix with bronze Jesus statue, red and glowing Jesus, tempered in the fires of idolatry destruction. Melting bonds, melting bronze, dripping into a long spine and wrapped to the pillar. Martyrus Imago, bronze serpent entwined. To the pole, idolatry of crucifixion, destruction of idols. Devil took form of the snake, your dog took the snake into the form of redemption. And indeed, your God took the snake into the form of redemption. God doesn't have to be a creator. Simply because I don't believe in a creator, I'm told I am an atheist. Sure, I once was an atheist. I dwelt in the shadow of Christianity. Many atheists do, reactionary to Christianity, not having critically thought of the multitude of ways to conceptualize God. Pantheism, panentheism, autotheism, totemism, animism, and many, many more. Yet the Christian and the shadow-shaded atheist alike so eager to label God as a creator alone. God could be conceived as a destroyer, a transformer, as I believe, a preserver. Perhaps all of these a part of being seen as the creator. I appear atheist merely because I'm greatly antithetical to this fake Christianity. Open their minds to see me as I am, if they can, for I am no atheist writing poetry to atheists. To be an artist and make it, you got to be famous, is the ultimatum of an artless, to be an artist and make it, you got to be famous, is the ultimatum of the artless culture. Why base it on whether you made it on the standards of a vapid culture? They'd just as soon watch football than rock and roll. The society demands your slavenly obedience. I demand your whoresome rebellion. The member down below is engorging hellion, with heaven just an orgasm away. I free you all to the artistic version of you, deconditioning this artless aversion, programming away glorious creation of liberty and freedom. Take me to the cultures to be, with artful creativity. Make us a tribe now of shamanic rock and roll. My native blood cries out from within me. Genocidal memories scream in my DNA. All is energy. Matter is a form of energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, but transforms into different forms. There is no creator. There is a transformer. There is no destruction. There is a transformation. Metamorphosed to introspection in repose. Chrysolicitation, insectile mutation, acaricide injection. Dogma and cat paw go gonzo. Meow and bark, two orthodox Goldie flocks with crimson locks, wonders when you'll give a fuck. Pupae formed, common norms, the different forms of the status quo show. Stand and step with me to the lemon light here. Just a moment we'll see beyond samenesses insane. Metamorphosed, introspection and repose. Apollo is not at the Dionysian celebration, but all alone he's having his own party. Excess leads to suffering, but over-bridled restraint leads to the same. In the group dynamic, there's a Jim Jones, like an Agent Smith, but like a coin, the other side is Dionysian. Sometimes Apollo shows up for the party. I seek the balance betwixt the Apollonian and the Dionysian, between love and sex. In solitude I have found my integrity, and no group shall ever use that integrity for its own brainwash and mass collective reality tunnel abuse and misuse. I am lost and found at the same moment in the group dynamic. I am together but alone, a hermit amidst extroverts, reversed to social persona use, though the mask obtuse cants at the truth, deeper than skin, something within, now resting without. Among the norms, but without them. Strange to rearrange, solitudinous, yet forced to the light, the sour, distasteful glare, the lemon-lime light, without sugar tonight, casts its ebb and glow, ebb and flow, on the neon contrite. The scorpion's stinger transforms into a spider's fang. A spider's fang transforms into an eagle's talon. An eagle's talon burns, and out of the flames a fiery feather arises. The fire abates and scales form on the feather and camouflage. A cobra strikes at the embering ashes. A wolf howls at the moon. Information, invigoration, transforms evolution itself. Epigenetic inheritance, heritage, information, understood is transformation. Some dreams are a message to be understood. But even if shown a better way, it seems so few would take that way anyway. But some will, and the individual will continue to transform beyond the norms yet among them, blending in and blotting out the lies as they lie dreaming, the powers that be and greedy scheming, while minds awaken to a neon charade. One person at a time, despite this, we, the corporation, who own the nation. We, the people, need not the fascist conflagration. Institute the will of the people. The institution is rotten apple core from the Garden of Eden store. You cannot institutionalize the will of the people. Institute the will of the people. The polls say a majority want it this way, but the representatives, they're a different matter. They get the final say, not the constituents, truant and insolent. Freedom of speech and speech. Speech is big money, and big money runs the democracy. Stubborn, sanguinolent, violence, despite all this, will of the people left to the vantage of a hushed minority people from majority's eyes, from the plastic people on the plastic steeple, sheeple shuffle on Wall Street stock market gambling for the meek, while blood money circles in a shark tank week after week. Tragic pandemic, inevitably endemic, systemic stupidity as thriving as the contagion spreading, exponential. Grim faces and buried graves as we continue this neon charade. In this pandemic war, the innumerable slain, more casualties lain to a maskless parade, social distance battle tactics at subsistence. The vaccine is the gun for the invader within, that has the immune system troops don body armor in the dawn of our dying amour, to shoot it to death and have humanity win, to shield our dying mass as we doff and bask, the mask to protect from mustard gas like virus particles breathing this air, the maskless play with danger without a care, while the dying perish forever beyond despair. Civilians witless, unwillingly conscripted to this long enduring war, infantile infantry that won't turn and face the enemy within, the needle like a gun they won't fire into their shoulders, without a mask, letting in the mustard gas, social distance, a wartime stance they cower to make foreign forms topple like dominoes, the too early gone aren't coming back. It's relentless. The virus mutates like a strategic war master. Human, as always, left none the wiser. Would we go to war against our enemies without a gun? Would we fight a brigade charge without donning body armor? Would we forsake the battle tactics of the medical military school? This is just what some have done and will continue to do. Unwilling to fight, they must face a war. They perish and take out those who do what they will not with them. I feel the sting, death rattles stricken and stabbed. The scorpion stings itself. Soul leaves body, the skull into the sky. Scorpion is done. Now an eagle with sharp eye. Transformation is information. Information is transformation. Prying from the skull, skulking the sky. Swooping down to scorpion sting, the eagle cried death knell, as a feathered light alit, burning past the end of wick. Violent changes rearranges the strangeness. A phoenix from an eagle skull rises, as shadows fall amidst the mortal flesh. An enveloping void alight with phoenix flame, ashes falling down in rain. Dead bodies fill the graves. Life goes on normally, a disgusting charade. People gasp for breath and suffocate. A tube in the throat that won't keep them alive. Youth uncaring, not wearing a mask, blithe. Pandemic systemic, becoming endemic. Don't make them wear a mask and give them death. Don't make them wear a mask and give them death. Death to the geriatric from the uncaring youth. Lingual minds among visually obsessed. Food for thought lost in a buffet of food for stomach. Hunger pains, I'm starved for art. I'm parched, 2 tears, sand upon sandpaper, lingering beach fog, thickening, obscuring mystery, pleasant, eerie, vast, cleansing salted water. Whether to beach or not to be, that's the question. Wet sandpits fade, my imprints of immortality upon my mortality, not skin deep like these salty footsteps, resting deep, 6, cold, into the marrow as deep as the mark. I leave as I break on through, as I fit back in, I fix on out. My body, this ship born from the sea up to the sun, craters on the moon. Wet sandprints are fading. To beach their own, to own their each be. Murky mystery, orgy in the sea. Sandy vagina, sand-buried beach snake is fed the sea angels. Wings of gills, lust in their pleasure. In their pleasure film, nature nurtures like a Neptunian hierodule. Water dance for all the fire dances, choking the lungs of movement, hydrogen hydroxide, moccasins, fluid gender of sea, strange. Estranged, change, water the fires, plant the supplanted and refracted grains of sand. Luminesce as waves crash on, indigenous, generous sea witch. I am powerless before the wonder, empowered to loose control. I am powerful before my unity. With the water and the land, my neck could be broken from these buffeting waves, or a drought could conquer the sea. But surely first humanity pays the plea. So gentle, calming, of waves, invisible water serpent swimming in the spirit of water. I am standing on land with roots in the sea, hands touching the atmospheric river of the earth's tears, swimming in a sea of sky, driving on a road of fire, swimming in an ancient wet underwater quicksand, ground breaking to bottomlessness. Art, spontaneous amidst obedient on creativity, flourish frequently, colorful against monochrome rigidity, freedom, in a moment a passing by piece, orgasmal homily, rather than a high five drive-by feast, eat the taste of the east, south of the west, the choice retreat of the face to teat, carnal carnival vegetarians, hungry starving librarians, Jesus-loving pescatarians. I eat their chicken of the sea like a taste of oceanic fertility, wet wonder of squirt and hunger, a meal moist and tender loved between the sheets, as in love above, as lust below, 2 sides of one coin, whose value is in the meaning. procreative proclivity, prostitutes of virginity, Eden, Eve, and Atom, Adam, corporate cock whores with poor sluts rich in spirit, fucking in an orgy while loving in Heaven 11, and the bimbos, Kissing, first come, then comes a hearse of eternity with life in a carriage. Blues that's green at the gills, waiting for idea blood to spill, 'cause I breathe in blood, but I choke in water and dry out in the air. I live for dying. The America I'm dreaming is a nightmare I'm seeing. Pinch myself, but I breathe in blood to spill in a pool. I'm still awake of dead ideas I reel and hook. Sandy, quite dandy, acquitted quitters with glove of fitters. Green gills for a heart so blue as our balls, too. Sadness is a pool to swim laps in. If I could afford to swim in a pool of blood from stones like crud from mud. Profit making is a hobby. Creativity is an acceptable job in my country's job market. Corporate cockery is a pastime at long last. Corporate cockery and corporate snatchery, merely a leisure activity. What a concept to employ. They hold creativity hostage with a grime dime wage, a gun bullet death if you rage against the machine, so that it might change, kill the people the world needs more of on the plastic stage. Slaves to pave more profit for the undeserving. This disgusting nightmare, a hallucinating illusion we're hardwired to see as real. Consensual reality is what's real, and that has so much power to change. It could be such a better world than these separate worlds in a world. I am not a slave. Art is my contribution, not this dime grime wage. I have more to offer than your vapid exchange. I will die for my art or live trying. There's no denying the intense passion or how deeply I'm prying to the bottom line of greed to recede all these minds to be freed. Ode shall not erode, nostalgia gotcha, gala, gallo, entertain ya, elegy or G of resurrection beyond Christ infection, ego die and suicide no longer need be applied. Imago chrysal lies beyond neon, material eyes, material lies beyond the lines and lies, hell. How is hell dressed as paradise like mother's brooches to tender eyes, surmise with a pair of dice, gambling life, ready virtues given to vice. Misunderstood tragedy, the Greek given the Roman insanity, hears not the goat's song to Persephone. Ego death, depthful, pain some vestibule, into every day upon awaking, the shaking tides of dreams as the seafloor is shaking. A bottomless pit I hoist out of it like a rock that rolled is now dead. Death is deader than rock in the cradle on the bed. Sex too is now dead, violence the lies fed. Disposable teens are now disposable adults, as a new round of disposable teens is at school impound to sanguine rebound in the classrooms. Ghosts on the playgrounds, more graves dug down, suicidal swan songs, a mirror of a sick society fixated on violence, a roll that rocks and knocks off the socks on corporate cocks is the star of rock, this rock of star. I've seen the human use the needle. I've seen the needle use the human. When I use the needle, it's due to medical necessity. I've never seen the needle use me. I only ever shot up in a dream. I thank the universe I am free of that ball and chain in such a beautiful way. Do you comprehend my soul's vision? Today, all these 9 years later, I had opiate cravings. My body says it wants it, but my mind remembers the dreams. My mind knows what my soul needs. Do you comprehend my soul's vision? I bite my middle finger at thee while biting the thumb at the same time. A futuristic anachronism for the puppet mimes. I've been accused of crimes, but the at-will crime happened yet another second time. Legalized inhumanity and depravity thrown to the street. Such a treat for the job market retreat. Let me stand up here on this seat, because this is the upstanding situation. I've been abused, misused, and thrown away by a society that doesn't care anyway. So ask me if I give a shit anyway, is the rhetorical question you gonna say. My answer is clear as violence on rabid display. Fuck, I'll bite my middle toe for y'all, if that'll put my foot to my mouth. Don't know what the hell will, so used to the fall. There's no pride that goeth before it at all. It's digest like eggs for a snake. I give and give, but you take away my ability to live, to get ahead in this senseless, grubby dime deluge of delusional diarrhea with protein urea. Here it is, I got the at-kill law to murder any unjust law. As I crawl, I loll and put it out of its misery. You know what the fuck I mean? Fuck your backstabbing society. I don't gotta compete, 'cause I only trying to be better than myself. And it's myself that's got its own inner laws, due cause for my discontent. And as you forget how good I am, the evil I bring I don't regret. I only fret if it's a string, not a puppets, but a guitar with which I sing. More cruel than Mother Nature is this father's unnaturalness of heavenly decree, and this God we rust to steal of trust. Here's my concession, I only get tougher when you do me wrong. I get more evil strong. Hit me down and I'll get back up and lay you down, never to get up again. Flaccid and vapid acid to eat you within as I bite my middle finger at thee. Your at-will crimes, we, the corporation designs, I at-kill with a timely end. Of God this Father can't be further from the furtive truth in my fervor. Server, dish it out, cold, old revenge won't avenge this to change. Take some of your own medicine with some of my food for thought, you ignorant bloke blots. Profit cost interred to inevitable crash. Economy can't exponential grow. Snake, bite your own tail, inject the venom of violence for a bloody end. Just as it began, America all the same, hired than fired, hired than fired, hired than fired. You don't got to prove that it's the right fit, nor do any acquit. So I take a shit on it, piss on my shit, and spit on it in the cesspool blight of decadent capitalist delight. Fuck you, it ain't right. Get off your high horse, 'cause I'm hoarse. And hit low to rise again, reprise my role in the workplace ho show for a bang of gun buck blows. Fuck you, it ain't right. Fuck your society and the conquer horse you rode in on, you fucking chode. And pussy-lipped queefer moaning for more greed, all the eager for another wager of profit danger, yet no courage to face me here and now. Dropped your balls like marbles. Snatch a snitch batch of snickering stupid, fuck you, it ain't right. And the chode you rode in on, Miss Corporate VJ. chrysalid virus infection with flowers for Algernon. Brilliant genius transforms into a temporary savior, only to later become a permanent villain, imago of trauma, the essence of transformation, adaptive resilience, wings to fly and fins to swim, no more cruelty able to whim. C virus infection, Algernon flowers, popped cherries, sex beyond human pleasure, intelligence quotient empowered, stupidity cowers, of unity orgasm culture body corpus colossum colosseum, in the cruel callous sum of foment violence ferment in viral metamorphosis psychoactive shape-shifting chrysalis of Osiris to whore us son and daughters, the end of needless sacrifice and slaughter laughter to a whispering amusement until the brilliance fade. Laughter as insanity takes over, discipline, madness, procession. The villain is in the hero, the anima is in the man, the evil is in the good, the yin to the yang. Bang, bang, do myself the man done in. The baby eats cock, the cock crows on, rivers skiing, and daughter's orgasm, laughter, climaxing. High-pitched note broke the mirror glass of the reflecting, shattered glass cherry of popped virginity. She loves me. She fucks me a lot, she loves me. She fucks me a lot as I peel the layers of the bloomed scorpion, Venus flower of my endurant love. She loves and fucks me a lot, surprised awakenings from a dream within a dream of a fuck within a fucking. She wakes me up to ride my cock, and I cock a ride before I open my eyes. To my pagan lady, wife, baby, naked on me, yeah, it's the night of the mother and all this pagantry. The mother Kali, give it to me, darling. She loves and fucks me a lot. He loves and fucks me a lot. She loves and fucks me a lot. Is this the peeled vulva flower by which is my own girl power? Transformed into a woman in a patriarchy, vulnerability, hostility, sexual intensity. Give it to me, darling. And I'm in a new world beyond misogyny, machismo. The society of balanced mother and father, the son and daughter of the culture body, getting rowdy, riding cock like a ridden broom, skin to skin, love cocoon, need to penetrate, gyrate, and pollinate, fate to fucking love, sexoskeleton simpleton, with evil whims as the flowers wither. Algernon is gone, villain for long comes hither. You gave me a day to be a child I never had as a kid. Now I know what it's like to have a loving mom and dad. Sugar daddies and mommies won't substitute aspartame. In my blaze, there's no lays. I'll make more money when I get paid. I get laid like a joyful grave as I rise away on faltering, fixed flame. Fame can't contain, infamy can't blame. Shameless and brazen brave, 3 degrees of healing. For the love I'm feeling, burned myself black, the scars are revealing. The impenetrable soul, naked and whole, meshed to flesh, vulnerable and sugar cane, unified to what remains. Plasticity of the psychology to the toxicity of trauma. LD50 never yet done me in, more like drowning. For brief moments marinating in sin, unified to what remains. Here to stay. Man's sin from legs, shaven hair goes down the drain. Anima animates the cadaver animal spirit of earthly haven. Feminine conqueror of patriarch errors, conquistador, quiescent, deliquescent, effervescence, belligerent, evanescence, heaving heaven onto death row. One last supple supper of greed expressed to bleed an abortion of future generations. Hell is out for the eternity of life. Nuclear fallout gets out. Fear. Radioactive decay jailbreak. Debbie Debical Horacle with a third eye monocle, seeing it clear. Pop a kiss to the apocalypse, eclipsed my own moon. Woman within walking out without a fuck to give, burned the closet down, full Monty. Full disclosure, danger dared, truth. Mobile armies of metaphors seducing like whores. Similes without hostilities, woman within on a period. Give it a bar, an exclamation with a proclamation of pain, transformation. Trigger me like a trigger of a gun that shoots peace. The safety catch caught a violent tendency in the spiral hair's inner sight. Indiscriminate murder, killing without prejudice. Can't crucify Maya dominion with oppressive cruelty. PTSSDD, post-traumatic same shit, different day. Rigged to trigonometry of anxious fight or flight, never asked to be treated this way as a child, haunts me like a ghost of my beginning, a surreal dream of disassociation as my anima fucks my shadow, subsumes control of the conscious male ego, tying me up in pain and misery again, a period in my semicolon. Blood in the psyche waters stains my soul deeper than most know. Most can go. Society keeps on with the callous show. My private residence, my inner space, a private dance, a private show. Privy, pretty hoes, despite the apartment living, a house of orgies like bees, knees, and pussy pajama jammies and soaking wet death day panties. Triggered, perpetual it seems. Resilience, do not leave. Need to cure the PTSSDD. Another noise to break sacred silence is silenced, anger is pronounced. Pounce like Tiger King on these plastic queens and kings. I'm like plastique wrapped in plastic, bombastic blue when you stick me into you. I blow your mind like a blowjob till the sex is see-through. 'Cause see the love, kiss I blew. Touch on my hand says I love you. All my fingers on my triggers, most don't know what they do. Isn't a G-spot to screw. Put the silencer on my peace gun, fun. The safety catch like catch and release. Fishing for a finding on sought. Harmony is all they got. Stroked the trigger and broke it off. Firing blanks length like a cock tank. Rhythmic, your ass I spank. Murder the ideas, not the people. People the ideas after the murder. Sacrifice can go on death row. Society, you owe me better than this. My scars left to persist won't let go till I get it ripped out of your cruel hands. While you finger the fallen trigger, my resilience just gets bigger, adapting and demanding. I'm the idea serial killer. If you dare try to take me, I can be the killer of weakness in both your heads. PTSSDD, it's obscene how hard I work, how constantly triggered, how much I changed. It stays the same, triggers the rage, yet fervors not to my braver. Courage cures the rage. With fear beneath the skin, deep beauty, a broken gun smoking lacked change. Trigger to the ground. I'm going to pound till you can't walk around. Get down, run for cover. I'm going to smash the trigger to dust. You abusers rigged me to broken trust. Now the gun of me left a crusted rust. Neither creators nor destroyers, neither created nor destroyed, transformers and transformed. Metamorphosis of norms, transformations as reflections, considerations of change, acceptance of inevitabilities. A potion to grow larger than a planet, a gumdrop to make you smaller than a quark. A flag ripping and burning, and out of the ashes weaves a flag anew. The crucifixion of the idolatrous crucifix, the melting of the bronze snake onto the pole, the taking out of the money snake's stake, the birthday suit stripper dancing on the pole, shakes, multi-layer bra removal poet style. Whenever the poet's words make you wet below, take off a bra, the meanings show. I embody the law of conservation of energy. I am a Copernican revolution of the mind, the harem poet of the harem renaissance, the killing serpent of the serpent killer, the forest TV within the square TV, TV snow that turns into TV rain, the butterfly out of the caterpillar doesn't cater to the pillar of mortality's pole, screaming transformation, teeny boppers into cougars, little girls into big men. I'm the Jim Morrison anima, backdoor woman. We getting lost in the rainforest TV land. I am that which remains despite patriarch bloodstains. The hero and the villain and the hero. Scissors cut money. Fire burns money, but money beats soul. Doesn't beat it like a heart, beats it like a heartless sized fist, till it breaks through the other side, but does not come back. Money beats soul, but we all can play rock, paper, scissors. Hands can rip money, paper shredder, shred money, but money beats soul. Crucified snake on a stake, greed, shish kebab, rod of Asclepius, a verse doing its worst. We gotta pull out the stake on the dollar snake. Soul is beaten to a bloody pulp, taking the roll out of rock, the stake out of this snake with a better booty shake. Money beats soul. How much more it gonna take? I can write soul all over money, but money is still beating soul. So long as scissors beats paper, rock ain't gonna beat scissors. You heard me right. So long as scissors beats paper, rock ain't gonna beat scissors. Brushes with death, stumbling in the dark, lit a spark, shine from a bottomless pit, atoms, apple pit and pendulum, a light emanating from within as the good snake constricted sin. Brushes with death, like brushing crosshairs, inconceivable depth, stumbling in the dark, blaze from the spark, challenges of no relent. Almost die, still alive, priceless moments can't pass by, somehow survive to thrive. Death may brush. As I comb life, I shall braid birth. A greater ape rumored to be, bigger foot of greater note, though ancient as fear. Primal, primate haunts the small towns, lurks, far seeming yet near. Some subjects may be smaller than they appear, nor not as ancient as fear. Though the myth persists, the Übermensch wears the mask of ancient fear, insists. I am the adaptations of fear, an evolution of amorality, a new kind of fear to something too new, too easy, not so, to emulate. A greater superiority under that mask, worse than the past. Townfolk cannot resist to hunt the Bigfoot, but as great apes to a greater ape. In a laboratory cage, Übermensch, beyond resentment, rage, has them done in. Beyond the wages of slaves, past the wages of sin, deer hunters come deer hunted. Amorality of nature for these amoral towards nature. A slaughter for a slaughterer of species. A time to thrive and a time to adapt and evolve, whichever way you may turn. Turn. A time to adapt and evolve. Stagnant creation terminates. God has been dead on life support too long. Going redline, vitals are fading, climate is exponentially changing. dangled over an abyss no longer with the wings of deceptive illusions. The pregnant consciousness gave birth to adaptation, an evolution into a greater ape, an other position that never goes back. Folk tales spoke wails of the time the gulfs of oceans but hid away the changes of the future. The deniers got a statutory ape whose bestiality of amorality, the whore of nature, was fucking the virgin of humanity. Nature has dominion over you. Ubermensch plays with you. The death of your species, or the death of a few of your species, just as to you, the death of a species or a few of a species is no concession. Bigfoot Smash would trample underfoot while stepping on toes. Adam and Eve of no god above, Ubermensch and Uberwomensch, extinct one species for its superior version, killing a folk tale, saving some Hansel and Gretels for playtest metal. Those who tried to play God were played by nature, fucked and forced men to pregnancy of a birth through sex manipulation therapies of a half man and half Ubermensch. The apocalypse, my dear, was the death of religion. There's nothing to fear. Art is still here. Art is in religion and its son. Science undermined religion. Therefore both are undone. Yet art shall survive. Not a mere hobby. It is what has lobby for transformation of this life of information. Thomas Jefferson said, artists will be remembered above all. The artistic pursuits have the highest value. Capitalists said there is no value to it unless it makes money. Parents said there is no value to it unless it brings bread to the table. Yet the very bread that was brought was from the feed of the madness of poetry that fed the borders of tradition and value, pushed the boundary, left deep enough quandary that religion should relegate, that science portend relate. Mad men and women of their time sound so sane, and no crime. Artists who died to be themselves, despite lies. Art is the crowning achievement. Society half or less its value. Without the artists of yore, without the genealogy of art, no genealogy of science, none of religion, with the passing to their posthumous time. Mother of matriarch age long past, I want to fuck you. Father of patriarchy all too current, I am ordered by God to do worse than kill you. We have the force to go the distance, the effort to give resistance to this infinite death of frozen time, permafrosted blood, of sacrifice vampire. We want to stick it sharp into your orifice. The titter day parade of panties dropping, money burning, in the fire of patriarchy end. Smashed clocks 2 minutes past midnight. This time has no money. This money has no time. It never had any bearing, just lies to enslave we carried away from the truth. With such force, there's no need to resist. I insist you take this like beyond woman or man. Take off your algebra to solve my formula. S plus E plus X equals 69. The physicist knows how to work it, so work me under the Newtonian table, the Einsteinian naughtiness. We have the force to go the distance, work for it beyond freedom. Liberty French kissed me. I am the flesh of liberty amidst statues of freedom. We have the force. Go the distance beyond freedom. There is liberty smart. I'll leave you turned on like a nocturnal permission after Yule. When the arousal seems gone, the generator kicks in with horsepower like death throttle orgasm. I'll get you off on the sexual dance floor, bringing out the whores and airy virgin. Take 'em to the Eden store. While they beg for more, we dirty dance with virgins. Tongues licking in cheeks, rhythm of down below getting down on me. Turned the other cheek for what's in store. Cannot turn off how much I need to bump and grind. When the lights go off, I'm just turned on all the more. In an open mic society, you'd have my dick closed on your lips with a word cock fuck before we even got out the door, let alone on the dirty dance floor, leaving you raw to the lyrics, blank hearse of your spreading legs. I'll leave you turned on like a nocturnal permission Yule. Pornographic dance floor on all whores with a 3, a 4, maybe 5. Who knows? 6 is a sex of the devil's details. 7 is more than halfway to 11. Heaven is dirty dancing with you. Can't control it. Gonna do who I'm gonna do. Keeping me under a microscope, it's your microcope, but I microscope as a nano sniper. Keep you under electron micro-elope. I'll keep you over telescope. Microscopulation, your privacy. Left to instigation, investigation of this government situation. Keep it on the slide. Dissect government lies, a back-asswards assay. Plausible deniability at betray. Keep it on the slide. Dissect government lies. A back-asswards assay. Plausible dependability is at betray. I was told I need to grow up again. Some people wilt up as they grow down, but say they grow up loud. I grew up, down, left and right, east, west, south, North Star's sight. Grew in the dark, the light of night, the shadows of day and the shade white. But all these who only grew up are down to rights. Infantilized lies, as if unfertilized lives, make children seem like mistakes rather than happy accidents of which to partake. The psychological damage never seems evident to the narcissistic provident. No more of my life infantilized for you to have spent. I remember memories alive here and now of who has now went. Though money all this egotists speak of won't relent to milk a golden mammon cow. Say they are good Christians as sows, slander, and manipulative vows. Shaver a piece off of the West, not so jolly anymore, will attest. The government is under White House arrest. Jolly West is going horny south to a sullen east. We'll make it appear the beast of burden worse than killed the least of the wicked. To no candle to burn this string, the wax of this sincere sin. Government is like a baby that aborted its womb, all for the best ratings and biggest crowd size, but the least winning of the hearts and minds. Tried to make it look like the boomers aborted the children to bust, but the government thrust their MK Ultra in to no trust. The soulless hath not a mind to have a heart. The soulless hath not a heart to think much of a mind, yet think themselves of kind to have the heart and mind of we, the people, though to find no heart nor mind to be thine. You're under White House arrest. The handcuffs are in your minds. Gave them to yourselves in kind when you tried to force hearts and minds.